Am I the asshole? To my ex-husband, demanding I change my last name back to my maiden name per his fiancée's request. Several of you have asked for an update on my ex-husband, giving me a year to change my last name back to my maiden name because his fiancée was uncomfortable with her and I having the same last name. I tried to link the original post, but it is not allowing me to do so, and I'm not sure the best way to give an update, so I will try this. To clarify, the reason he gave me a year is because they are getting married sometime next year and wanted my name changed prior to their wedding. Anyway, my ex called me yesterday and said he had done a lot of research on ex-wives keeping the ex-husband's last name after a divorce. He stated he didn't realize how common this is, especially when there are children from the marriage. He also said this had been my last name for 17 years. My entire adult life has been with this last name, and I have built a career with it. He basically acknowledged that every reason I had to keep it was legitimate. He apologized for the way he initially approached me about changing my last name, and explained he is in a bad spot trying to make his fiancée happy. He also explained she feels that by me keeping his last name must mean I'm still in love with him. And this is my secret way of assuring we end up together again someday. I informed this was not, nor will it ever be the case. Yes, I care deeply about him because I was married to him for 12 years and he is the father of my children, and I want him to be happy in life. However, I fell out of love with him many years ago, and that will not change. He said he informed his fiancée that he will not bring this up to me again, and if she didn't like it, the ball was in her court to decide if she wanted to continue their relationship. Thank you all for the feedback on my original post. I never expected this kind of response and an overwhelming amount of comments and advice. Call me a cynic, but I can't help but wonder if him saying he did a lot of research is code for he found your Am I the Asshole post and saw that the comments were overwhelmingly against him. So many of us on the original post called it that the request itself and timeline of the request were rooted in the fiancé's insecurity. Regardless, I'm glad for this outcome for you. Edit, since people keep bringing it up and I can't reply to every comment because this got more traction than I expected. It's been brought up repeatedly that OP's original post was shared and discussed at length on other social media such as FB and TikTok, as well as the Today Show. There is plenty of opportunity to see or hear about the post without being on Reddit. So not everyone is on Reddit, the world doesn't revolve around Reddit, people are kind of missing the point. Yes, not everyone is on Reddit, and no, I'm not overflating its importance. But plenty of Reddit content, including the original post, shows up elsewhere, and plenty of people not on Reddit see it. I was reading about Reddit posts on FB for years before I became a Redditor myself. With how far-reaching the original post was, it's not outside the realm of possibility that the ex saw it somewhere, or someone he knows did. Possibly on Reddit, possibly not. He's marrying a child who is too immature for marriage. I guess that's what happens when you're almost 40 and start dating a 21-year-old. Not the asshole. What is wrong with these people? Main character syndrome is rampant. My best friend's sister-in-law refused to come to his wedding because he and her husband had the same first name and same last initial. She felt her sister chose to freaking marry my friend as a way to show her up. No one fought very hard to talk her into changing her mind. Lol. Am I the asshole for telling everyone in the home that I will plate food from now on and clear labeling for leftovers? I have 3 people in the home right now. My daughter that is going to college, and my son and his wife that are staying to save money. The issue is with my son and his wife. They eat so much, and frankly, it is a concerning amount. What I usually do before they moved in was make a meal everyone eats, and then pack up leftovers in the fridge. The food is gone by the time I even try to get seconds. Sometimes I make food, and my daughter ain't home, and it's all gone. I make big meals that can easily feed 4 to 6 people with leftovers sometimes. For example, I made a pound of spaghetti with meat sauce. I didn't even get any. I didn't grab any, and was going to eat after I finished some chores. My daughter wasn't home, and those 2 ate a whole pound of spaghetti. I had a 2-layer cake, almost all was there, and went to work. The cake was almost gone when I got home. That was less than 8 hours. My daughter is very frustrated since there is never any cooked food in the home. I have made double batches, and that gives leftovers, but they don't last. The next day, the leftovers are gone. It is hurting my wallet, and I am over it. I don't want to charge for groceries, since that won't solve the issue with leftovers, or if they eat everything before anyone has the chance to eat. So I sat everyone down and told them I will be plating everyone's food. That leftovers will be split evenly and labeled clearly. If anyone is still hungry, then they can buy more food to eat. I implemented it today. My daughter and I loved it since we could and have leftovers. They hated it and are still hungry. This started an argument and they think I'm a huge jerk. Not the asshole. It makes no sense to cook if those intended don't get to eat, so you plating and labeling leftovers seems reasonable to ensure all get to eat. I think it's weird that your son and his wife would think it's okay to eat all or most of the food when you and your daughter hadn't had a chance to eat anything. That was so inconsiderate of them. I don't understand how they are eating so much. The cake confuses me greatly. That was a big cake and it was almost gone by 5. These two ate 85% of the cake? It's ridiculous. 2-layer cake? That means they ate about 3,000 calories each as a snack. I'd be wondering out loud, very loudly, that they should go to the doctor. Maybe they both have a tapeworm? That's absolute gluttony they're displaying. You're not a restaurant nor a buffet. Not the asshole. If your son and his wife are disrespecting you and your daughter in your own home with their selfish behavior, so you had no choice but to do something, do they pay anything towards their upkeep? I don't understand why you aren't insisting on them contributing to the groceries, especially if they eat so much. But again, it's your home, your choice. Because if I do, I have a feeling they will pull. I'm also paying for this food, so I can eat as much as I want. It won't solve the issue. Instead, everyone gets a fixed amount, and if they are hungry, they can get their own stuff. Well, that's another episode of Am I the Asshole in the books. I really appreciate all of you who made it this far into the video. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, it would really help the channel out a lot if you gave the video a thumbs up, subscribe, or leave a comment down below. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.